What's going on, YouTube? We are back in the building, man. All right. All right. All right, man. It's me and Tom back in the building, man. What does God mean to you, part two, man? And we went over a lot of things in the first video, man, and we're coming back again, man, to give y'all a little bit more, to break some more down. You know what I'm saying? To put these downloads out here for the whole world to hear them and for y'all to take these downloads and do what y'all will with them. All right, man. So, Tom, man, go ahead and let them know what's going on with you, man. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you loud and clear. Hold on one second. I might have a little problem with what I'm hearing. Hold on one second.
So while he get his side together, man, I don't know what's going on with the
All right, I had a little background noise. I can't let me see. I don't think I could either I'm not seeing myself.
all right.
So can you see me?
Yeah, I can see everything straight.
Okay. Maybe I don't see. Okay.
All right. We all good?
Yes, sir.
I'm about to run that theme song.
All right.
Look, everything I spit, it got a message, but I guess they don't appreciate the lesson. I guess they just want to continue stressing, but I'm all about progression. I'm in my essence. Shit, y'all know what I mean, bitch. I do me, you do you, and nigga ain't no in between. This guy shit, baby, and y'all tryna live the life of kings. I'ma let them play with you and dangle all them simple things. Know we all got precious dreams. The truth burn like Listerine. I'm allergic to that fuck shit. I'm on antihistamines. Got niggas I grew up with mad just cause I want different things. Be mad or you ain't gon' pay my bills or chase my dreams. You don't like the show I put on, go ahead and switch the scene.
Go ahead and switch the motherfucking scene, man. And we back on the scene, man. It's me and Tom, and we got some stuff to tell y'all, man, and share with y'all, man. What does God mean, part two, man? We had a little technical difficulties and stuff like that, but we all here, man. We all good. So, man, Tom, go ahead and break it down, man, and let them know what's going on with you today, man.
Yeah, well, thanks, Brian, for being here, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate you allowing me to be on your platform. You know, and I want to thank everybody for kind of taking an ear and listening to what I got to say, and I'm gonna send some peace and blessings out to the audience, and to our family.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess we're gonna pick up kind of where we left off at when we were saying, what does God mean to me?
Mm-hmm.
And I also just want to kind of put a little backdrop that we just kind of freestyling. I was told. that, you know, I pick it up and then I pull some bulletin points and I don't go a little deeper. Well, for me, going deeper, when they say, oh, that's deep, you know, like how you say, I like when you say that's deep. To me,
Yeah.
deep is your subconscious and your intuition.
Right.
When you say when you're going deep, I'm going deep within my subconscious and intuition.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. So for me, a lot of this is you got to be a student, you know. So when you're a student, you willing to, you know, hey, what did he say? You know, what did he call that God? That can't be true, you know. So
Mhm.
I just would suggest that we always, you know, check our own self. You know, don't check the next person and what they saying. You know, like I asked in the last one, what does God mean to you? I think that we should kind of like, you know, figure out what it means, you know,
Yeah.
and if that's doing some research or whatever the case may be, you know, I think that's what it would have to take. I don't think that we should be in a position of teachers and we're going to hold this torch over everybody and we're going to stand up and we're going to talk down. I don't look at it like that. I kind of look at it as you know, come sit down with me, you know, less supple as they used to say. I guess that would be an ancient word for me and you'd be
Right.
bread or less powerful blunt or something, you know. But when you said in your song, you said in my essence, you in my I'm in my essence.
Yeah.
When you say I'm in my essence, you know, when we go back to that God, you know, what does God mean to me? That essence is God. You know, when you in your true self, you in your true state, you know, you came to be a human. So,
Mhm.
and what else would you be, you know, when you realize that you would be in your essence.
Right.
So when we speak on God, I think once again, we trying to find our essence of who we are within this being, you know. So
Mhm. For sure. For sure. You know. So last time we was talking about, man. Oh man, we 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 went there, man. We went from, you know, we kept it all in the same way. We went from topic to topic, but we kept it all in the same wave, man. But
right,
um, I was hoping today maybe we can break down some you know, some etymology, man, you know, what of God and you know,
okay,
people's idea of God, the God that has been given and presented to us, you know, and break
right,
that down and you know, so we
right.
can, you know, decipher that, you know.
So once again, like for me, um, a lot of this is coming from books that I've read.
Hmm.
So when I say something, it is kind of out of memory, but it is, you know, out of my voice. So it is not from me, but it's through me, you
Right.
know. But when I start to think about God, it made me think, man, they ain't reading no books back then.
Yeah.
Where the book come from? You know, you know, you
Yeah,
said, you know, you say, you know, we gonna find some knowledge. Well, the oratory was the knowledge then. You had an elder, someone that would stand up and tell the traditions
yeah.
of the story, you know.
Hmm.
So we've been handed down these traditions. And one thing that I kind of looked at when I was looking at these traditions, I was like, wow, so you mean to tell me that this tradition of what I'm looking at far as God comes from a source that basically was told and then put into a book. Now I have to decide on what this means, you know,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think that when we start to kind of even say go read a book, you know, can we even look at that as something that yeah, you do it, but you don't get that
Uh,
essence, you don't get that intuition, you
yeah.
know. So I think that God that we truly want to find is more of an intuition versus a head type of a thing. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's an underlying of who we are.
And that's one thing. That's one thing I always had in me. I always knew that history was wrote by the winner. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So when you lose a dynasty and a new dynasty take over, you know
right,
they gonna give you what they want to give you. You know what I'm saying?
right. So even with that said, we know that what we consider society today is a patriarchal society.
Hmm.
So before it was a patriarchal society, we had to live in a matriarchal society.
Right.
So a matriarchal society mean woman based.
Yep.
So before there was men as the traditional, you know, bearer, meaning God became this image of a man. It was the God, the mother.
Hmm.
So one of the earliest understandings of the God was they called it the Great Mother.
Yeah.
So it was the great mother or the earth mother. You know, it was an
Yeah.
archetype. And that was early on worship. And then you had the Egyptian tradition, which was Isis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Ishtar. And we kind of know the term Ishtar, you know, from what we call Easter, which
Mm-hmm.
was at one point in time, it was a Sumerian and Babylonian goddess. It was a goddess of love and fertility and war. And then later on, you had a Greek tradition, and we called it Gaia. And we
Mm.
kind of hear Gaia kind of often now because Gaia meaning earth, and we learned that Gaia was kind of like a producer. So it meant over time it was an Olympian god, you know, and that god turned into Zeus, believe it or not.
Right.
So these same women gods turned into male gods. And then Hindu tradition, you had Kali. You know, we've been hearing about that a lot now. You know, Kali. So then that turned into a male patriarchal type. And then we had Lilith in um, the Hebrew tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the triple goddess, which is in the European and pagan tradition. And Shakti, which is another Hindu goddess, and we kind of remember Shakti from the root word Shak, which Shekinah. So that Shekinah glory that Christians talk about, which is a vibrational, which is a power, and that power is feminine. You know, so all throughout tradition, we had feminine power because it would be the creative force, you know, along with the male force. So I think that once again, that we've been under a misconception of what God is, and God being patriarchal. When we think about God as a man, you look at power, you look at dominance, you look at you know, it says omnipotent, that's all power, omniscient, that's all knowing, you know, and then omnipresent, that's everywhere at all times. When you look at that from a male perspective, it seems male dominant. It even seems like male words. But when you look at it from a mother's perspective, you say nurture, you know, creative, developer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we missed a lot of the matriarchal god or goddesses that we should be holding on to. And
Yeah.
tradition holds on to it. It's just not given to us in tradition. And what I mean by that, we have the Black Madonna, you know, that they worship now in Rome. You know, the Pope. Um, I'm not giving no exact, you know, addresses, dates, times, and all of that, but
Right.
it's readily known that they worship the Black Madonna. You know, which is a Madonna and the suckling baby Jesus. You know, so I think that that was a big, you know, thing that we lost, which was the goddess. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's another thing that if we wanted to truly know what God is to us, we have to incorporate the female aspect as well.
Yeah. Just like to me, the true definition of the Holy Spirit is not uh, uh Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I think is Father, Mother, and Child. You know, all together makes, you know, that's what creates spirit.
Right.
We are spirit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because that's maiden, mother, and crone. That's Celtic. Maiden, mother, and crone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the three type of women. And of course, you know, you have the maiden, and then we know what a maiden is. She's a pretty woman, mother and crone. So those are the developers of the, you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I even heard things like women can conceive without uh actual sperm. You know, like, you know, it's, you know,
Hey, you're going a little too, you know,
they
like so
yeah.
for the scholarly people, you know,
Yeah.
they can go look it up, you
Mm-hmm.
know, far as traditions.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these traditions was oratory as well. And once again, I believe that intuition kind of gives us that understanding of the unknown. You know, it says truth is stranger than fiction. So when you speak on things like that, and you want someone to understand it, I think that you have to be really open. Like the last time we talked about that, you kind of
Mm-hmm.
gotta shed some skin and put something back in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when you say that women was the original species, And then, oh no, how could that be? Well, where did they get Wonder Woman stories from? You know, where did they get this tribe of women, you
Yep.
know,
The
from? You know,
Amazonians, yeah.
exactly. You
Mhm.
got so many stories that they kind of put directly in our face, you know,
Yeah.
but according to science, you know, just once again, I'm not a scientist, but according to the science that we can see with our own eyes, we
Mhm.
have body parts that don't have any function. And they're the same body parts that line up with a woman that has all the function. Once again, the
Hmm.
mammary glands, the breast or the nipple for a man has
Right.
no function, but
Right.
we ain't gonna talk about that, but
Hey, no, that's crazy you said. No, I do want to piggyback on that one thing. Like they said you can remove the appendix and because the appendix has no function. But I don't,
mm,
I don't know why that is, but I know that your appendix can actually burst
mm,
and that will cause you problems, even lethal problems. So,
right.
that's crazy.
So when you speak about the appendix, once again, you made me think about a book. So
Mhm.
I'm definitely not a doctor.
Right,
So
exactly.
so I wanted to go down that route, but I
I
will
feel you.
go down the route of when you say when something is removed. So
Hmm.
when you start to remove things that should be kept,
Hmm.
then you start to cause controversy. So a lot of things we know when you spoke on the Bible that has been removed, we know that the Council of Nice, had a lot of things removed because they had to add in for different traditions. Um, I was told today that I tell people things and then I drop it and make them go research. They said they ain't got time to go do no research. That's what they said.
Oh.
But AD 325, why I said that is because there's a lot of things that I say that can be expounded on and it probably can take the whole time.
Yeah.
So in the Council of Nice, I got a lot of these things I just got right readily available. But let me see. Because in AD 325, it was a shift that changed because they wanted everybody to kind of be under this one rule of a king.
Hmm.
And it was new for them, and they needed to bring the pagan, what they call pagan, which is no more than outside pagan, meaning outside. I don't have the etymology in my hand. I think that's very uh, important. But
Hmm.
they had the I'm actually looking for my note that said that because we were speaking about um, Constantine in AD 325 and things being taken away. So
Hmm.
that's what made me want to talk about that because when you take away things, they just don't hold the weight no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to come back to that, but go ahead.
So you was gonna get into the Council of Nicaea about or you was just talking about the word pagan. You was gonna break that down?
No, I actually was looking for this Council of Nicaea and okay. And just by that, thankful for the energy, that we have. It
Hmm.
says the Council of Nicaea focused primarily on the nature of Jesus Christ as the Son and his relationship to God the Father.
Hmm.
So, and the Holy Spirit was not even in the topic of discussion at the time. That just was something that I came across, as far as with the Council of Nicaea. But I was wanted to find it. I didn't just want to say that, but I don't want to hold it up. I didn't want to just say that why they needed to incorporate these different traditions. I wanted to read it,
Yeah.
but it's just so happened that you saying certain things that I already kind of um, always want to.
Well, I just did a recent study that King James wrote a a a, a, a Luciferian doctrine as well.
Yeah, well, King James, that's 1611. So that's
Hmm.
1611 AD or BCE, you know, or
Yeah.
ACE after the Common Era. Well, that's on down the line. That's because he wanted to incorporate different rhetoric or understanding different philosophies that were hidden within that. When
Yeah.
the Council of Nicaea, they kind of wanted to do the same thing. They wanted to bring different cultures or different understandings together.
Mm.
And I'm gonna just read this part. It says the Council of Nicaea was convened by Emperor Constantine to address theological disputes, primarily the nature of Christ.
Mm.
So that's Arianism, believe it or not. So
Mm-hmm.
Arianism was actually the start that mentioned the nature of Christ being, you know, one with God. So that was a big debate in the Council of Nicaea that was Jesus a man, or was Jesus God incarnate? You know, but not to get into that, but that was the topic of the
Yeah.
Council of Nicaea, which kind of even shows us that when things are taken away, we have a misunderstanding. And one of the biggest misunderstandings I think that would be taken away is that you would be known as God, because Jesus said that.
Yeah. He
So
said, "Ye are gods."
right. You know, he
Yeah.
was speaking to the, you know, the Sadducees and Pharisees. He was speaking about in your text, you know, when they was questioning him. So he was actually making a question type of a statement. You know, a lot of people try to say that he didn't mean as if we were gods. But once again, this is a matter of man's mind. What is
Right.
your mind? You know, the one person's mind is trying to tell another person's mind something.
If somebody tell me I can do greater works and then turn around and say, I'm a God. I mean, and then you say you follow him. Like, I don't, why question that? You know what I mean? Are you,
Because, well, why we question it is because it's easier just to put the blame or put the responsibility on someone else.
yeah,
So if I don't, if I hold a position is that I'm a spark of the God, and not supposed to realize that I'm a spark of God, how much power would I have to adjust to conform, you know, from this human being to being a God, you know, with all of my weaknesses, you know,
yeah.
all of my desires, all of my temptations, you know,
Hmm.
so we want to be led by our, you know, our other self or our lower self,
Yeah,
you know, when we, like you say, with the polarity part, we want to be led with our negative part of our negative polarity. You know, we have a negative and positive polarity,
yeah,
and that polarity is the shift in us that becomes emotional.
yeah, yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah.
you know, so
I
we
I I've fallen victim to that. You know what I mean? Just, that negative is that excitement, just that, and then when you come from so much toxicity and you got peace in front of you, you so used to fighting, you like, damn man, nobody do nothing in this neighborhood. I'm like arguing across the street, you know what I mean? Like, nobody fighting or none of that. Like, I can't slap nobody, it's just like, you still addicted to it, you know what I mean? Like, it's an addiction, like I
yeah,
think every
because I agree with you because I was also lost in that, and then when we spoke last time, we said gods of the street.
mm-hmm,
So those are still gods.
yeah,
So we can't say one power is not as powerful as the other power.
mm-hmm,
It would be kind of hard to say that one that's not worshiping the light, but he's worshiping the darkness, is not using the same Holy Ghost.
it's kind of like a Dionysus type thing, right? That's his name, Dionysus.
Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
falling for the negative, and then you got the God of War, then you got the God of, what I
Right.
mean,
So who's to
just
say that's not an equivalent power?
yeah,
It's
right.
everything has its equal and opposite equivalence. So therefore,
Hmm.
if we have a most powerful God and we have angels that are working for the light, that means we have dark workers as well as that we are also calling gods.
Hmm.
So a lot of us are looking at gods that are not of the true essence of the cosmic consciousness. You know, they're looking at gods that are of this material world, of this, you know, what
Hmm.
the Hindu might call Maya. So
I already think that anything that you pray to, you manifest it. you know, it creates the reality of it anyway. It creates that energy source. You know what I mean? Just like if Jesus is fake, just because people pray to it and give it strength and power, now Jesus is real. There's no way around it. You know what I mean? Because it's been manifested into our reality. You know what I mean?
True,
So,
true. Because you know, we like you say, we give power to this imagination or this dream, you know,
mhm,
the dream of God that we're in.
yeah,
So we being creative forces, not knowing our creative power, we have given light to creation that is not truly light, you know, it's dimmed,
mhm,
it's overshadowed. So we
right,
have given our power away, you know. So I
mm,
think that's one of the biggest things is that
yeah,
we won't search it out. You know, we gave our power away. And
yeah,
and being in America and using the term Jesus, there's nothing wrong with that because I understand that there was a being that lived or incarnated within that time frame
mhm,
to be the essence of who we now call Jesus.
yeah,
It, you know, words change, you know.
I,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I
you know,
mean, it's just like you had people worshiping Buddha. He was walking around on the ground just like you know they gave they power to him. You know what I mean? Like so, like
right,
I think you if you get prayed if I get 1,000 people, hey, in Tone's name, I pray. You know what I mean? I guarantee you gonna grow stronger. You know what I'm
that's right,
saying? So, so you know,
right,
I look at it like that. You know what I mean? And that's where you got people like you know, Kanye, when he was going by Yeezus and all that, people was really making a religion out of this dude. You know what I'm saying? And then
right,
he become a billionaire and he
right,
influential. You know what I mean? Just
right,
like you got Beyonce in the Beehive, and then now
right,
she's super influential and stuff like that. You know,
right.
I think these things are real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Because
yeah,
aren't they now gods then if that's the case? If you put
exactly.
them on a pedestal, if you have
Hmm.
Zeus or you have, you know, Dionysus or you have, you know, these other gods that they worship then, couldn't this be
Hmm.
similar to the beehives and the, you know, and the you
Exactly.
know.
Mm,
So
yeah,
I too did worship those things as well.
yeah. Because
So
I
I
mean, you like you had real fans out here killing people for talking bad about Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Like
exactly.
they made a whole show about it. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
so,
right,
it's deep, man. It's
right.
real deep. You know what I'm saying? You can't make this shit up.
Yeah, man.
But
So so for me, right now, how I'm looking at the world with this change of the guard, as they say, we going into the age of Aquarius
mhm.
according to the Mayan calendar, and that's
Are we already there? Are we already in the age of Aquarius?
well, once again, like for me, you know, I'm kind of
Okay.
yeah, my timeline might not be
Oh,
exact.
oh, you're not on the Gregorian system, basically.
You know, right there, I just said might
I
not
got
be
you.
right.
I got you.
You
I
know,
got you. Yeah.
hey, don't. I'm just a student. You
I
know,
got you. I got you. I feel you. I
just
feel
a
you.
student. You know, so but I mean, you brought up a hill of beans right there
Hmm.
because you know you just said once again we talked about time before,
Yeah.
and we know that time is a human construct. You know,
Hmm.
time is an illusion. You know, but
Yeah.
we have to live within it. You
Yeah.
know,
I think so. We got so much going on around us. You got, you know, pollution. They tamper with the food. They tamper with the water, and then the most powerful thing we got is our mind. So if your mind is telling you, "Hey, man, you got about 70 years for real," that's what you're gonna manifest. That's you know what I mean. Just think about that constantly on your mind all the time. So that's gonna help you age. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't look your age. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't thinking about that shit. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
thank you,
Like
sir. Thank you.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah. A lot of people had different you know, concepts about you know what's on your mind and all of that, the
mm,
thoughts. You know, and I came to understand that you didn't create those thoughts.
right.
They not
No thoughts created. Ain't no thought unthunked.
that's right.
You know?
So it's whatever vibration that we pulling on, you know. So if we
Yeah.
pulling on these lower vibrations that's telling us that God is outside of us, and
Hmm.
we pulling on these lower vibrations that's telling us that we, you know, we have to look for this or we have to go to this or we have to go there. That's just that much further away that we could possibly be. You know, I don't know what each man's destiny is. I just know that within my framework, it was about trying to find some truth, you know, within myself, and then outside of myself, where's this truth that I can also relate to? So I think that we gave our power away once again. We gave away, you know, what we wanted to, you know, what we truly wanted. We gave it away, and then since we gave it away, now we're in search of glitz and glamour and things that truly don't matter. And what truly matter, we gave away, and that was our own spark,
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think people realize how much creation power that we have. You know what I mean? Just to think of a structure and actually build it, whether it take you a day or 20 years, it don't matter.
Once again, that's time. That's the illusion. So if
Exactly. Yeah.
we knew that if we stayed steadfast,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with the power that's given to us, the willpower, if we stay steadfast, we would be able to create these things. But because of that construct of time, we think that it should happen overnight, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we take our power away once again, and we give it to, you know, things that we can get right away in our hands, you know, versus not allowing, you know, our essence to allow these things to manifest right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, I like when you said last conversation, in your introduction, you said that I gave you things that worked.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that that's great homage. You know, thanks for the flowers while I'm alive, but I didn't give it to you. It was given to me.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, and and
Mm-hmm.
and by you saying it worked, it allowed me to see that, oh, it worked in my life.
Right.
Because for me, a lot of things that I come across, I don't know they work until it's actually working.
Yeah.
So now for someone else to say, "Oh man, it works," you
Mm-hmm.
know, I think that truly is what happens, is that we will start to grind these things so hard to where things will just start to work. You know, I was on a 10-year journey that I thought that I had planned, and I didn't plan it. All I did was walk a road. And now at the end of this 10-year journey, what I didn't think would happen at the end of 10 years, because I just thought it was a plan, it truly
Yeah.
happened, but it wasn't my plan. Once again, that's a journey that I chose to take on because of something that was given to me through my intuition, and that same thing, that God, that spark.
Right. Yeah.
Because it says that God won't tell you anything wrong,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
that's how I look at it, as a spark, because nothing will work until you practice it. You know what I mean? It's just like what they say, the master something, you need 10,000 hours in it. You know what I mean?
That's
So
right.
so you
You can have a natural talent, but you know,
Mhm.
a hard work beats talent.
Yeah. So it's just like you got a basketball player, he's just naturally gifted. You got Kobe Bryant, he practiced that after every game. You know what I mean? Like who gonna do it? You know
For
what I'm
me, it's
saying?
Jordan. You know, for me, it's
Yeah.
Jordan. He
Yeah,
did it. You know?
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like who gonna do it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just like that. You know what I mean? So when the
Right.
lights come on and when that talent ain't working, what's the
What you
extra
gonna do
shit
then?
yeah, yeah, like what have you been shooting in that same spot over and over again? You know what I'm saying? Instead of just saying I can just shoot anywhere. I'm good at it. You know what I mean? Like it shows. It shows, man.
And that's how you find God.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and to me, that was what I got out of the jealous God. I don't think God is somewhere, you know, mad because you didn't did this or mad because you didn't did that. I
Hmm.
think God is in you, waiting on you to acknowledge it as
Hmm.
being within you.
Right.
You know, so the jealousy means I will turn away until you turn to me. You know, so
Hmm.
that's what I think the jealous God is. And I think that when you finally do turn towards that essence of who you are, now those natural talents, now those things just start to blossom in your life, you know.
Hmm. I think that's a kind of a disrespectful way of thinking of the source. You know what I mean? Like you just saying like he's emotional now. You know what I mean? Like he going through the things that we go through. Like you know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
come on, man. Like you got to think. Like you got a higher understanding and maturity. Like you know what I mean? That's the things that we're trying to reach. So you trying to tell me that somebody that's our leader is immature, that's crazy to me.
I like that
Yeah,
because if you expound on that with a little bit of you remember I tell you things are in branches. So you expound on that with a little bit of higher information. We know that air like attracts B alike. You deal with electricity. So if we say God is a jealous God, but then we say, I don't really mean that. It means that once you turn your attraction to it, it will be attracted to you. And we know that
exactly.
that's a magnet. So when we use magnetism, if I magnetize myself through meditation, where we left off at before, if I magnetize myself, magnetize my essence through meditation, then I magnetize or I draw near to that source.
Yeah.
So once again, that's a catch on that. It's a jealous God, because I think that the words that were put in that book was to deceive us.
Yeah.
But I think that book is the truth.
So I was thinking like this too, like because remember we talked about the ohms and all that type of stuff. If you think about it, the chakra system is a battery. So you going from your lower chakra, which is the negative, all the way up to the positive. You can put me in a remote, I'm gonna charge that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically like the top of your head is the positive. Boop, you know what I'm saying? Just I'm a battery, stick me in a remote. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Like the whole, and they use the same shapes. And even in the food, man, the symbol is everything. It's everywhere, man. The same symbols is everywhere. What you eat, what you see, your body, how you live, you know what I mean? It's really right there for the taking.
Yeah.
And it even shows you, like, I know you experienced this for, like, I don't know about the younger generation and stuff like that, but I was in that middle generation where we still had antennas and stuff, and you touch that antenna, you can fix the picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that lets you know that we electric beings, man. And then you can hook like a voltage system check, like really for real, like clip to your nipples, and you can see your average voltage, man. Like we really are electric beings, man. You know what I'm saying?
So they good for something. They bump their jumper cables.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, they read you and tell you, you know what I'm saying, what you producing. You know what I'm saying? So, and people's electricity is low, man. So, and I think it's a lot of things that keep us limited, that they probably won't talk about, just probably like the magnets in the ground and all that stuff. That's probably why we don't jump as high as we supposed to, stuff like that. So it's just it's a lot of things, man. I ain't trying to go down conspiracy lane, but
because there's a lot of controversy,
know what I'm saying?
We're gonna stick to what is God,
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Hey, because when you jump off into that, I like it though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when you well, I call it throw a dog a bone. Well, my buddy call it that though. When you throw a dog a bone and you be a little provocative, it gets people kind of riled up, ain't they? What they say, So I think that being provocative is kind of a way to create thought. So I think that is a good thing, But for me, it's just kind of been a war. So now, if I be provocative, that's how you met me. So that mean I'm backsliding a little bit if that's the case. Now I'm less provocative. You see?
Yeah, I got you.
So for me, it's a constant evolution. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with being provocative. I just know that if you sparking a thought, then let's be provocative. But when you're dealing with a conscious people with this, like you say, with a lower consciousness, I think that being provocative will kind of pull that too.
Yeah.
So I think that, like when you say, when you was talking about the chakra system and people are living in that lower vibration, it's easier to come into the lower vibration because, like you said, we are considered on this.
It's very easy. Yeah, we already in a negative realm. You know what I mean? Like negativity is promoted way more than positivity. You know what I mean? So it ain't hard to fall back. You just turn on the song. You be like, oh shit, I'm about to smoke this blunt. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that simple, man. And then you got your desires that kick in and stuff like that. And it's crazy because something I suffer from is, I wouldn't say suffer from, but I love those people because I'm either trying to help those people or I want to be around those people because they get my blood flowing, man. That's the
Yeah,
fun. That's the fun. That's the excitement. I
yeah,
really should be like, hey, man, stay on your shit. Stop doing that shit.
right,
And
right.
it's just too easy
Yeah,
for me.
because I mean, once again, we growing in stature and wisdom. I mean, you can't do what you say you want to do, and you're 25, but now at this age, you looking back at yourself and say, "Hey, I was doing that a little more often, but now now I'm building or I'm doing this."
Mm-hmm.
So it says as a child, you did this, and as a man, you doing this.
Right,
So
right.
now that we're men, we chewing our meat now.
Yeah,
So when you chew meat, you only get so much energy. Once again, you said the body is electric,
yeah.
so you only get so much energy. So just to kind of back up on a little bit on the energy part, for
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm an early bird.
Mm-hmm.
I say I eat the bird while the bird trying to catch the worm. That's how
Right.
early I am. And
Mm-hmm.
the body being electric and it's being a power source, that power source has to be developed.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say that power source has to be developed, and what do you mean? Well, that's the willpower. So once you start to develop your willpower, you start to be able to control more of those forces that can
Mm-hmm.
actually be there to harm you. So like
Yeah.
how we said we had negative polarity or negative forces, some people might call them angels, demons, or whatever the case may be, and they
Mm-hmm.
come to weak-willed people.
Right.
So building your willpower, as they say, making your bed, this, that, and the other, is because the body is electric.
Yeah. And
You
that's
know,
and that what so that basically that's just basically the frequency you on. You know what I mean? It's just that's what's attracting you right now. Law of attraction is real.
right? And then if that's what's attracting us, and then we
Mhm.
say that polarity is on a scale, and that attraction or that repulsion is still God.
Mhm. So
So
that's to let you know it's not really a difference between good and bad. You know what I mean? Like because bad can feel good too.
I'm gonna have to drink.
You know, you know what I'm saying? Like good feel good. When you help somebody, that shit feel good. But when you go out and you have that drink, you kicking it, you feel good too. So it's like,
Right,
you
because
know,
you gotta when you say it that way in human era,
hmm
humans are flawed beyond belief. You know,
yeah, that's facts. Yeah,
So in human era, when we say what's good versus what's bad,
hmm
we use our integrity, we use morals, we use, the country we in and all of this, that, and the other.
hmm
But when we say something is good or something is bad, you have an intuition that is electrical that lets you know what's good and what's bad.
yeah. That's where when it's too much, man. Because
When it's
that's
exactly,
where your guilty conscience kick in. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
you're
So
doing too much.
right,
You're hurting
you're doing
people.
too much.
Yeah,
Right,
you're hurting people. You
right,
know what I'm saying? You're
right,
hurting feelings. You're
right,
hurting bodies. You're taking people
right.
out. You know what I mean? It's just like even if you're having too much fun, you shouldn't did. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like that. Yeah.
Right, right. So we gotta be aware. Definitely gotta be aware of what we tuning into, as far as with our frequency,
hmm
and then it says God is the beginning and the end, can't
hmm
be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
So if just from that dialogue alone, now we know that God is a source of all energy.
hmm
So
And
now
that's
that's
what let
another.
me know I'm immortal. If I tell people I'm immortal, man. I'm not dying. The body is not me. You know what I mean? So if I'm living in the body, then I
you
mean,
know.
yeah.
Right. So, but when you say that, hopefully that resonates to more than the average people, because you something has to change in you, and more often than not, our pineal is calcified. So you
hmm
have people that's so calcified to where when you say that I'm not going to die, there, oh man, what's on the football game? Not nothing wrong with sports. Don't get me wrong, but what's on
Yeah.
the show?
He said it was on the football game.
Because, hey,
Hey, no. Hey, some people do look at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, what he talking about, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I just be keeping it real, man. I
your
just,
vibe go bring your tribe.
mm-hmm. That's a
Your
fact.
vibe go bring your tribe.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we at in the conversation time wise, but you know, me and you could do this all day long, you
Yeah,
know.
it's too. It, you know, this what we do, man. You know, it's natural.
Right.
No, yeah.
So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about meditation. I didn't we kind of I guess we'll pick back up on that on the meditation. However, you know, going into it because I didn't really I didn't put much paperwork that I wanted to share
Okay.
in the meditation form of it, you know, because meditation for me has taken on several aspects. Once you start to grow, and once again you grow in stature, power, and wisdom, then you're gonna meditate differently,
Hmm.
you know. So a lot of people say meditation is to stop your thoughts. Well, we just said that they not yours.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, who
Yeah.
we gonna stop? You gonna stop? Try it. Let me see.
Yeah.
Tell me when they stop. You
It's
know,
it's kind of. I be telling people that all the time. They be like, "Yeah, I don't know how to stop thinking." It's
right. So for me, how I first learned was that, of course, uh, thoughts are like clouds.
Mhm.
So if I'm at the park, you know, and I'm just sitting there and I'm daydreaming, I'm watching the clouds.
Mhm.
I am still watching the clouds. I'm not great follow the cloud. I mean, I seen Snoopy, I seen a couple items in the sky, but I ain't great watch it till it
He he said, "I seen Snoopy."
so I mean, you know, I'm so just like the clouds, I'm not following the clouds and I'm not following these thoughts.
Right.
So in the beginning, I learned not to just follow the thoughts. You know, you
Mhm.
allow these thoughts to come, you know, you allow the thoughts to go, you know.
Mhm.
It's a practice. The dark night of the soul is similar to that too, about checking the thoughts, you know, the dark ones, you
Mhm.
know, but just in general, sometimes just breathing. So first meditation would be considered breathing. You know, it's prana, which is breath. You know, you want to start to look at the breath in a way to where it's something that's not autonomous. It's something that you actually can control.
Mhm.
So if you look at the breath, you know, being that would be
Mhm.
considered an animal breath. You know, that's maybe like 18 beats per minute, you
Yeah.
know, and I didn't want to even get into that because that's a whole nother topic. You can go
Yeah.
look that up. 18 beats per minute divided by three is what?
6
Six and another six, right?
and another 6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you have that animalistic breath versus a deeper breath, which is more guttural breathing, more so like how you playing sports. You
Mhm.
know, when you're running up and down that basketball court, your belly comes out. You know, it's not your chest heaving, it's more so your gut breathing versus
Mhm.
your chest. So when you taking deep guttural breaths, that's a one way to start to dissipate the thoughts because from my understanding, these thoughts ride on this action of the breathing as well. Less breath, less thoughts. So I know that when you using this type of breathing technique, it starts to give you different hurts within the brain. You know, once again, this is all science, and I'm not a scientist, and I'm hitting tab points so y'all can go look at it. But you have alpha, beta, theta, these brain waves, and the breath controls these brain waves. So right
Mhm.
before you go to sleep, it's just a little trick, little technique. Right before you go to sleep, you typically are kind of gonna be in thought anyway. So why not try breathing and then try to have, you know, a singular thought versus a many thoughts racing. And why I say right before sleep is because you're going into that theta, and now you're tapping into that subconscious, you tapping into that unknown, and that unknown is where you're gonna get downloaded. You know, we want to hear from God, and that's a clear sign or clear way to hear from God, and that hearing won't be in the ear because anything dealing with the five senses is not spiritual;
Right.
it's physical.
That's physical. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So in meditation, you take what's in the physical and you return it to that void or that darkness.
Mhm.
So the thing about meditation is to be very close to that void state, but to be conscious of it, meaning to be aware of it. So that means if someone is coming into my house and I'm meditating, that don't mean I can't hear them coming into my house.
Yeah.
That just mean that my awareness of that deep awareness is focused in on an intention or on a value or on a concept, so there are different concepts that we can focus on in our meditation. I know, being from a Christian background, meditation was kind of a word that wasn't readily accepted. So when they did say meditation, they would say meditate on the word.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's facts. I heard that before.
you know so when you meditate on the word, I think that that's great. Once again, I think that once we elevate this and we start chewing this meat, we can rid of the controversy. So when we meditate on the word, we'll say that the word is a vibration. You dealing with electricity, we know that exactly, words are vibrations. So we still can now say in an esoteric way that we're going to meditate on the word. That way it ain't no controversy. So when we meditate on a word, it could be a script, it could be a verse, it can be an intention. I do a meditation that's we get into that one on another one, but I do a practice meditation, and a lot of the meditation form starts with yoga meaning to bind.
Mm-hmm.
So you're binding to the essence, which is the source. So through these movements, you start to release the body. You put the body under basically subjugation. How when we sit so long or we sit for hours, now the body is under subjugation, which prepares you for meditation. So there's no in 2025, I'm just gonna have to say it, there's no right or wrong way to do this. The thing is, let's get it done. Because you say that there's a wrong way to do it, then now you just put that out there. You just put that intention out there. Oh, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Let's just start by saying, hey man, I meditated.
Yeah.
I meditated for 1 minute. I meditated. Well, when we gonna start there? So
Right.
that's how I look at it. So for me, just to actually start to practice that breathing, and then you start to look at different breathing techniques. Then you start to look at why you're doing it. One reason why you're doing it is once again to take you away from this physical world, take you away from these five senses: touch, taste, smell. Because soon as you start meditating, you start itching.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I meditate. Now my back itch. I ain't itched the whole time.
Right.
What I'm itching for now.
Hell nah.
Well, why you itching in is because you're bringing your awareness to a central point, and now that outside distraction is not there. So now you feel the itch more, pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
So meditation is a good tool, even just to be a novice, because it gives you time to slow down.
Yeah.
And in
And be
this
still.
this fast-paced world, be still, exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
know that I am him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts, man. So is it anything like you wanna get for the, for dummies? Just the where to start, just the basics.
Yeah, I like that for dummies though, because hold on. Because I normally, like I say, I don't like to go to books, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I do my own thing. But
Mm.
I like idiots,
Yeah.
so that's Complete Guide to the Akashic Records.
Oh, okay. I didn't even
So
know
the
they had
Akashic Records,
that.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you just fine.
You paused on me. I did say it again.
I said I can hear you just fine.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you said the for dummies,
Yeah.
but the actual term is the Complete Idiots Guide.
Okay.
So when we want to, we got the Akashic Records for idiots,
I
you
got
know,
you.
and then we got it's kind of thicker on the thicker side, but we got the Complete Idiots Tarot or Tarot.
Yeah. How you
So,
feel? How you feel about the tarot? You know, I never asked you about tarot
but
before. You know,
that's
you know,
like that's for about 10 seasons down the line, right?
yeah, everybody say that's the devil. You got that tarot, that's the devil. You know, so
Hey,
you know,
we have light and dark forces.
yeah,
We have
yeah,
light and dark forces. So, once again, if you put that vibrational force onto your work, then
hmm,
that's the force that you're working with,
yeah, yeah,
It says that was the trick that made people think that it wasn't real. So if you're working with the devil and you said you know, but also Jesus said, how can he cast out the devil working with the devil?
mm,
So if I'm trying to feed you light and I'm telling you that the tarot is one of the ways that I ate this light and I came to how I am, and then you tell
hmm,
me it's the devil, and I say, well, are you sure? I won't change the way you think, but I would say, are you sure? Because this is not what brought me to how I came to be. And
hmm,
and being that the audience don't know me from a hill of beans, but you know me. But hopefully I don't look too big on the screen. But I lost 100 pounds. So
hmm.
so was that the devil? I don't eat beef, chicken, or pork. Is that the devil?
Is it?
You know,
Answer that, y'all. Is
I
it?
don't know. I'm just saying. You know.
I'm just
So,
asking.
so
I'm
I don't
asking
want
the
to go
people.
into I don't want to go into the for dummies on the Tarot. Don't make that the devil right now.
Oh
so
man.
hold on one second, because you said, is this something that I want to something for the dummies that I want to leave you with? But I was looking for this book on meditation, but I don't it's probably in my room. But yeah, man. But I'm gonna say with but I'm gonna leave with, which is not for dummies, but is actually for all of us, which is we are all becoming.
Mhm.
You know, I think I would say just search within. If you can turn off the TV, if you can go sit in the closet, literally, or whatever the case may be.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you can go sit down somewhere and just relax and like
Hmm.
clear your thoughts. Know that we all are human. Know that your past is what it is. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Know that your pain is what it is. But if you're not experiencing pain or anything right then, excuse me if you are. If you get beat on or something like that, go seek 911 or something. Right away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But outside of that, if you ain't experiencing nothing right now while we speaking on this, or if you watching this later, I would just say, man, just find some time to just sit down and just take that break, that much needed break away from, social media. You hear about it all the time, but then when you go sit down and you do take that break, now your brain is racing and running about what bill you gonna pay, this, that, and the other.
Uh-huh.
Stick to that present moment, and then just just kind of be in that moment and try to get that sense of peace, because that sense of peace is God. So when you find that sense of peace, then you kind of know you on a track. So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, just like you told me. You told me go sit in the closet for 3 days in the dark, and then you come out. You come out and tell me if you don't know God.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Try
because
it.
you don't know something.
You gonna know something. You gonna come out with something.
Yeah, you're gonna come out with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was taught to me. What was taught to me is that you go sit down for long enough, and you tell me that you don't find the source, you know, and then just to kind of joke on your yawn. They say that when you yawn, you actually trying to create more oxygen to feed your brain so it can continue to think, to continue to work.
Mhm.
So that's
Okay.
what yawn is for. So when we practice deep guttural breathing, we will yawn less,
Mhm.
because your body will be filled with oxygen, and it would need to fight for the reserves.
Mm.
When the body is fighting for oxygen, we're in kind of a fight or flight. Once again, we're not breathing deep enough.
And you know something I know, because I remember you told me when you get into meditation for real, you get to a point where you breathe less.
Yeah.
All right. and when you go to sleep, your SpO2 go down.
Okay, so that's your oxygen.
Exactly. When you
Okay.
go to sleep, your oxygen level, it goes down. So that's our everyday natural meditation right there. So that should let you know that you motherfuckers breathe too much.
True.
But
With that being said, you didn't give them a cheat code like you said with the game. You know,
mm-hmm,
you don't get a cheat code because you fall asleep.
mm-hmm,
Because you just didn't fell asleep. You don't know when you're gonna wake up. You don't know how you're gonna wake up because you're not
mm-hmm.
conscious.
Right.
So you are in that realm of almost sleep, but you're conscious.
Yeah.
You know, and some people experience that realm as the astral plane. You know, some
Mm-hmm.
people experience it, just as lights or whatever the case may be or whatever. But that is that form of meditation, and I was taught, my teacher Yogananda say, that's the only time you actually, you're a saint, because any other time you wake up and you're a devil again.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
you go to
That's
sleep,
right.
you be God. That's the only time you're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one thing that we got to be aware of, man. When we up and we active and we in this matrix, this material
Mm-hmm.
world is there just for that. It's to pull us away from who we truly are. Why would you have to go to sleep to recharge if your body was already um, vibrating at a high state?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that makes
so
sense. That make a lot of sense.
yeah, I mean, I'm for me because of a practice, my alarm is always set for 5.
Yeah,
Everybody that kind of know me, I'm up early. You get some text from me around 5 o'clock. I'm
yeah,
full.
that's
I'm
fact.
ready. I'm ready. So I don't have to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I choose to, but I can go to bed. I went to bed last night around 12:31, and
Mm-hmm.
then got right back up at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Because my lady, she said I jump out the bed like I'm about to go running.
Mm-hmm.
But actually what happens is that um my mind, my consciousness is now fully prepared to take on my challenge of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly trying to rid this karma and live in this dharma. Some
Mm-hmm.
we can go look up, but at the same time I'm ready. I'm
Mm-hmm.
full of that power, ready to kind of see what's next, because we living in this world of creation.
Mm-hmm.
We either gonna be creators or we gonna be created on. You
Or
know?
or consumers. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
pretty much.
yeah,
For
yeah.
real, for real. So basically, what he's saying, y'all, is that the longer you woke, the more time you got to fuck up.
Yeah. Don't go to sleep, but go close to it.
You know what I'm saying? For real,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Go meditate.
For sure. That's something that I told you, man, that's really been beneficial for me, man. Just calming my brain down, and working on destroying that ego, man, and living in peace. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to live in my own bliss and see who trying to join me. That's
That's right.
blissful. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What's
Yeah,
the
but
clock say, man?
we about to wrap it up, man. We concluding now, man. You got any last thing you want to say, man?
Well, we can't keep going on the last thing. We
You know what I'm
gotta
saying?
because our last thing, we'll do this for hours now.
Yeah, man. I mean, you might want to just say peace and blessings, man, to everybody or something, man.
You know.
Anything, man.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna close it out again. And
Mm,
my biggest thing is that I opened it up with how I felt about the audience. I want to always share and share some light on what I learned, and I want to give peace and blessings and healing to the people that I know, my family, and to the community, the people that's listening.
mm-hmm.
Um, but I close it out again, and I say what I just said, and that's just go meditate.
Yeah.
You know,
Just go meditate, man.
go
That's
meditate.
it. And that's
Yeah,
what he tell me. He tell me all the time. Like I always be coming to him with, "Hey, man, I learned this. I learned that." He said, "Did you meditate?" As soon as he said, "I shut the fuck up," because
yeah.
I wasn't meditating then. You know what I mean? Like it don't
That's the
matter, man.
That's the belt. That's the
Yeah,
belt, because
yeah.
as soon as you start to meditate, don't get in that sitting position and you catch a crown.
Facts. Well,
So
that's what it is, man. Well, man, I'm glad you came back up here, man. You were welcome anytime, man. You know, we're gonna I know we're gonna do future shows and future works, man, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Greater works, man. Greater fucking works, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
y'all don't forget that, man. You know, man. I love having you up here, man. I'll be to get a haircut soon.
All right, man.
So you already know what it is, man. So we about to close out, man.
Much love. Peace and blessings, guys.
You already know, man. And that's my guy right there, y'all, man. I told y'all, man, he the truth, man. He give it to y'all just how it is, man. Thanks for the people that's watching, man, and I hope you return.
Remember when I think of you.
Yeah.
My heart remembers.
Oh, yes, it does.
All the love we never had. All the love we never had. Just me and you.
Damn.
When I think of you.
Who am I? Cause I know I ain't this body for real. Now that I'm in the physical, it's hard to describe me for real. Trying to remember, but my real self hiding for real. Where you at? Come talk to me. Give me my knowledge. Cause the real shit that I'm really supposed to know, it ain't buried in no college. It ain't buried in no book. I won't hear it from no scholar. Put me up into the astro and grab me by the collar and then speak it into my ear. Even if you gotta holler, I want the cheat codes for this shit. Like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Cause I'm tired of all the lessons. I'm tired of all the stressing. What's the point of being immortal if I'm always counting blessings? I'm done with all the extra testing. Shit, I'm trying to have fun, even if it's for a second. Give me a second. How dare I create myself outside of myself and still be myself? So my question is, what part of myself am I? Cause the thoughts that I be having running around in my mind, I don't think you motherfuckers really know God. Or do you? Or do you look in the mirror and be like, nigga, who you? Meditate, levitate, and see what you do. I need more people on this type of time, so I can get a blue clue. Running through this simulation, twisted off this juju. Forgetting that I am the only way I'm going cuckoo. So who am I? I'm you, even you too. So if I'm you too. Quit falling for this foo-foo. No separation from the creation, just like voodoo. Chasing your tail, who knew? Thinking out loud, talking to myself. I know you're listening, you probably think I got a screw loose.
Just me.